The crazy part about this all is you all know. And once you know, there's no excuse. You know what they do, you know their plan, you know how they're doing it. Yet you go to school and you watch TV, you go shopping, you go eat your fucking chemical food, and you do nothing because that's just easier. It's easier to do nothing. It's easier to walk around and act oblivious to the things that are around you. You all know, so you have no excuse. You can't cry when the shit hit the fan because you all know, which means because you know you agreed. So why would the universe save somebody from something they agreed to? They set rules and they set laws to get you to think that you have to follow these things. However, you don't have to. See, the universal law says majority wins. If majority agrees, then that's what has to be done. But since they tricked you guys into thinking laws are the things that control you, you all just say, well, it's better to just go eat Taco Bell and get fucking fat and do nothing because, that's just easier. If we don't have any control, we can't do anything because a certain group of people said this is how it should be done. Nobody runs Earth. There's not one group that owns Earth. You can't own land on Earth. You can't own shit. The only way you can own anything on Earth is if you decide to play their game. If you decide to play house, which a lot of you are deciding to play house by agreeing to play their game. See, this all stops if you don't agree. Earth didn't come with a set of rules. Earth didn't come with this is how it should be and this is what's going to go on. That didn't happen. But somebody that was smarter than the rest of you, somebody that probably was a high level grade warlock manipulator, which got together with more high level grade witches and warlocks and shit like that, and they decided to come up with this plan to manipulate Earth. And they manipulated it so well that people from foreign countries and other countries and places that you've never heard of decided to sit at the same table and do the same thing. Then we got our tradition. Our tradition is you have to listen to this group of people and follow our orders and our laws. Then you were born, and then the tradition was so deep and embedded in your blood and your psychological well-being. Now you believe that the 3D illusion that you live is the only and right illusion when it's not at all. See, what you don't understand is there is more of you than them. You can change this game whenever you want to. You don't have to play by their rules, play by their laws. If you feel like you're getting cheated and you feel like this game isn't fair, because this game should be fair. The creator created a beautiful world for everybody to succeed and for everybody to have joy and happiness. He didn't give you anything this beautiful and magnificent for you to be miserable. Your sisters and your brothers made you miserable. But it was always up to you to decide if you wanted to keep playing. It's the same as if you were a kid and your friends were playing house in the backyard. Remember those days? You were doing it on a small scale, not knowing that you were living in a large scale of that very game. The thing about it is, when you decided to stop playing that game, you just quit. You stopped and said, I'm done. And you went home. You can do that here. This is a large scale of house, that is a tradition that's been going from one house to the next house. It's been here for a long time. So you think this is solid when it's not solid at all. It's just an illusion. There's no real laws and no real rules here. The mores that they gave you are mores that they had for themselves and mores that they decided we need to make this society. We need to make this tradition. They manipulated all of you into thinking that they're your savior. And when you think your savior is here to save you, you give your savior your power. So what you all did was gave them power because maybe things were going rampant at one point in time in life. Everything was chaos and chaotic. So then there was this group of men that stepped in and said, if we make these laws and make these rules, we can save everyone here. We're your savior. Just listen to us. We have an ideal. But it took all of you agreeing and giving your power away for this to work, for this tradition to be strong and continue year after year after year. It took all of you to give your power away. The time is now. You know how the story begun. You have no excuse. Someone will say, because of the chaos and it was so chaotic, I can understand why they came up with this vision. Then I'll say, if they manipulated Earth, what makes you think they didn't manipulate the chaos? You already know how your leaders love to insert themselves and then become the savior. What makes you think they didn't have a man walking through that crowd, picking up a stone around and doing some chaotic shit? What makes you think they didn't pay people to go steal, to go kill, to make it as rough as possible so you can need and beg for a savior? They've been doing it since the beginning of time. Remember, I said warlocks, witches, manipulation, illusion throwers. They couldn't have got here without giving you the illusion that you needed to be saved. I'm just a messenger. The choice is yours.